Hey YouTube, what's going on? Epic Gamer here with my Doctor Who second episode review, Into the Dalek. Uh, this episode really picked up right away from the get-go. We saw an action-packed scene with a lady flying in a spaceship with a guy next to her, dead, ended up being her brother. Kinda sucks. Um, and soon, about a minute or two into the video, we see it's the Daleks chasing them. And right as much as she gets shot, the Doctor saves her in the TARDIS and takes her back onto her ship. Um, in the last episode, we kind of saw that he doesn't care, and this kind of showed that he still does care about the people, which is nice to see. Um, this episode really did show the Scottishness, I guess. I don't know how to say that. Scottish side of him a lot more. Well, they definitely taking on this Scottish persona. That's nice to see him show a lot. You can see this in the trailer for this episode. At one point, the Doctor is telling him who Clara is. He's kind of thinking of a word, and she says for his care. He goes, "Yeah, she's my care. She cares. I don't have to." It's just that kind of thing that shows from the first episode. He says, "I'm Scottish," and I complain a lot. It shows how much Scottish he is and how he's really running with that persona. I have no choice. I'm running down a bit. So we're gonna get into the spoiler section of the video. So if you haven't seen the episode, I suggest you go watch my Pokemon or Super Mario videos. So if you're still on and you haven't seen the episode, your fault. So here we go. As I said before, the Scottish part is very apparent. Another line is when he asks if they're soldiers, and they go, no, they're more protection against. In case you go against us, we don't know if you're a Dalek spy, and says, good, I hate babysitters. It's just kind of him complaining that he doesn't want these other people coming along, he just wants him and Clara to go check it out. The premise of the episode is that they find a good Dalek, they find him up, and it ends up just being brain chemistry on script. There's a radioactive leak, and it's screwing up the brain chemistry. And he goes and fixes it in the Dalek, boom, like that. From her perspective, normal hating Dalek nature, and all hell breaks loose. That Dalek calls the other Dalek, call him Rusty. Then we have Handles, the little Cyberman head who did help, he wasn't bad at all. And then we have Rusty, the good Dalek. He does turning good. What happens is, in Daleks, is that it represses memories that may change its morality. And so Clara and another girl, I forget her name, they end up going into the Dalek's memory center, I guess, and Clara has to crawl in, turn on back memories by hitting the button or something, I don't know, and turn memories back on. They're trying to find the memory of the Dalek seeing a star being born. The Daleks killed thousands upon thousands of stars, but this Dalek finally sees the star being born and sees the beauty in it. And what the Doctor does, he gets in front of the Dalek. They've been shrunk down. It says into the Dalek. If you look at this episode poster, you see a picture of a Dalek and the Doctor kind of outlined smaller and smaller until you get closer, and it's also the thumbnail for this video. So you can look at that and see what I'm talking about. They do physically go inside the Dalek. Doctor calls it the most dangerous place in the universe, and I would have to agree being inside the Dalek, and that's terrible. And apparently they have antibodies too, which really suck. If you've heard that all coming inside, they send these antibodies, and at this point the Doctor's still good when they first encounter it, and the soldiers there say, I thought you were a good Dalek, and the Doctor kind of replies, well, can you control your antibodies? And obviously we can't. If there's something wrong with our bodies, we can't tell our antibodies, go. No, they do that automatically. So the Doctor is trying to get the Dalek to remember the birth of the new star, while Clara's up there trying to turn those memories back on. And the Dalek sees that, he says, oh, it's so beautiful. But then he also, Doctor gets the Dalek inside his mind, if the Dalek can see inside the Doctor's mind, and the Dalek ends up seeing the hatred for the Daleks that the Doctor has throughout the Time War and all of his past encounters with the Daleks. He then wants to destroy all the Daleks, and the Dalek ends up destroying and killing all the other Daleks on the present ship, the Allied ship. And now we see he actually is a good Dalek, because those memories have been turned back on, and he's seen everything that has been repressed, plus the hatred for the Doctor. So I kind of guess that we'll be seeing more of Rusty in the future. Now we'll get into like Clara and Doctor's relationship. In the first scene that they interact in the first episode, she's beyond angry at it that they were swallowed by dinosaurs and spit out in England for the time 1800s and 1800s, I guess. And we see in this episode she's having trouble getting used to the Capaldi doctor. At one point, she just blatantly slaps him across the face because he's so excited that this Dalek is actually bad. It was just a brain chemistry mix-up, and he's kind of happy that he's great because he's a good Dalek. And she slaps him across the face because she's saying that's not what you've learned here. That what you've learned is that there is a chance for good Dalek. And they explore that, and that's what gives the Doctor the idea to turn on those repressed memories, and that's how they end up winning. So Clara is having trouble adjusting to Peter Capaldi's Doctor. Won't have to deal with that for much longer because we have heard that unfortunately, Generally Coleman is leaving the show, which really sucks because I like Clara. Her and Amy are two of my favorite companions, so the last two kind of funny. So now we get into Danny Pink. We got this character confirmed a couple months ago. A new character, a love interest for Clara. And we see him in the beginning of the episode. First time we see Clara in the episode. And she asks him if he's going to this teacher thing. Later in the night he says, no, I can't. And then we see him flash to a scene where he's in his classroom saying that he's kind of replaying loud the scene, how it should have gone, how he wanted to go, by him saying, yes, I would love to do a better idea going with you. And we go through this, she said, change your mind, and he's crossword saying, yeah, sure, okay, whatever, but really he said, no, I have reading to do. And then as he starts setting on the table, and Clara is seen watching all of this, and so he ends up saying yes, they end up going out at the end of the episode, and then Clara goes to her room, the Doctor comes up with coffee back to Clara and the Doctor giving to each other. And when I saw this scene, it actually reminded me a lot of Matt Smith's first episode. He presents her with coffee, and she says, where the hell have you been? And he says, coffee, and she said, that was 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I think it's a little bit different 20-year thing, but it's just kind of a little bit throwback. And so yeah, Danny Pink is introduced. Chemistry and Clara goes to about chemistry right off the bat. And now one more thing, I forgot to talk about this last episode, unfortunately, is a huge thing in this season, is Missy. Missy is going to be a huge thing. It's a new character. We don't really know who she is. When the main villain from the first episode died, we ended up seeing and reborn in this place that she called Paradise Heaven. We see her again as one of the soldiers dies. She is sent to this place. She sees Misty. She's at like a tea party, and Misty says, welcome to heaven. Now, in the first episode, let's talk a little bit about that. We're going to touch on Misty the first time. If you look at this scene, it's a very pretty fountain, and it looks a lot like kind of a rundown or a much nicer looking version of what Amy saw in the episode The Girl Who Waited. This is the episode where Amy grows old, and there's a bunch of really wobbly timey-wimey stuff that goes on. Hard to explain right now. That would be a whole other 10-minute video on itself explaining just that one episode. How time is weird. But we see this garden that's been run down. It hasn't been in years, been really weighted in, and we see it looks like completely renovated in this episode, in the first episode. So that might have connection. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll see as the show progresses. But that is it for this episode. And if you remember that Lady Gaga poster back there, that's my roommate's. I'm doing this from my desk, so his closet is like behind my desk. I'm facing for my desk, it's behind me. So there you go, you can see Lady Gaga and like a little, like, I don't know what that is. He's like wearing stockings and like a bra that has like studs on it. It's weird. It's Lady Gaga, what do you expect? But that's it. Tune in next week for episode 3. It's the Robin Hood episode. I'm looking forward to that. When I saw that they were doing the Robin Hood episode, I got really excited because Arrow's my favorite TV show, so I like Archers, Hawkeye, and from Marvel, and then Green Arrow from DC are two of my favorite superheroes because I love the idea of Archer. So that will be it for this episode. Please tune in next week for that episode, and tune in throughout the rest of this week for episodes of Pokemon White version 2 and Super Mario 64. Have a nice gamer. See you then.